I met Andrew Lippa in 1984, soon after joining the brand new Department of Musical Theater at the University of Michigan. A music education and voice major, Andrew was cast in 2 of our early productions, including the leading role in a very high-profile premiere that had the potential to bring national attention to our program. Andrew was a delight in both productions. Talented, of course, but also charming, very funny, and truly dedicated and professional. Andrew's gifts as a musician were clear from the beginning. He had a performer's ability paired with a composer's mind. After graduating from Michigan, it wasn't long before he turned his hand to writing, including the book, music, and lyrics for the award-winning musical The Wild Party. He also wrote the music and lyrics for celebrated Broadway musicals like Big Fish.
Be the hero of your story if you can. Be the champion in the fight, not just the man.
And the hugely popular The Addams Family.
When you're an Addams, you need to have a little moonlight. When you're an Addams, you need to feel a little chill.
Along with an acclaimed theatrical oratorio, I Am Harvey Milk.
You are here, you are here, you are standing when they told you you would fall.
Years ago, when prospective students began using Andrew's songs for their musical theater department auditions, it was truly a full circle moment.
I first heard of the work of Andrew Lippa when I got the CD of The Addams Family as a kid, and I listened to it over and over again, memorizing the entire score. Years later, in my first semester at SMTD, the musical theater department did a production of The Wild Party. As a member of the crew, I watched the performance more than a dozen times, and each time I discovered new layers to the musically rich and intricate score. There is so much to admire about Mr. Lippa's work, from his masterful use of motifs to his ability to cut right to the heart of the human experience. In The Addams Family, for example, his music perfectly captures their quirky, spooky, humorous world, while also establishing what the show is really about: the love and worry and trials and tribulations inherent in being part of a family. These universal themes and the evocative music of The Addams Family is part of the reason it is consistently #1 on the list of the most produced high school musicals in the United States.
Andrew Lippa is notable not just for his tremendous professional success, but also for his generosity and devotion to the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. He has returned to campus frequently to teach master classes, each time sharing invaluable advice and insights about theater songs. He has even established a scholarship for students interested in musical theater. Since it was endowed in 2012, that scholarship has helped numerous students realize their dream of a Michigan education. Andrew's monumental impact lives through his passion for teaching, his love for music and theater, and his gifts as a major artist for our time.
I've been fortunate enough to hear Andrew Lippa speak multiple times here at SMTD. For him to take the time to come and visit young developing artists, it is truly so impactful. I'm pursuing a minor in musical theater composition, and Andrew Lippa's advice has had a huge influence on me. To learn from someone who's been a part of the fabric of this school and to see what he's been able to achieve, it is incredibly inspiring.
Please welcome Andrew Lippa.
Thank you for that warm welcome, and thank you for that gorgeous video. Thanks for inviting me here to speak today. Dean Geer, Senior Vice Provost Finhold, distinguished faculty, esteemed guests, alumni, friends, parents, but most particularly, graduates. I want to begin this address by telling you what I've heard most of my adult life. No. 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 I had hoped in these 42 years since matriculating at this very school, at this very university, I would be able to say yes, but no. You see, the world, it's not me, the world of human endeavor, and in particular in the arts, wants to tell you no. No, you did not win that competition. No, you did not get hired by that orchestra. No, the paper you co-authored won't be accepted into the journal. No, the musical you wrote and nurtured over 9 years of your creative life isn't going to open on Broadway after all. No, you didn't get the part. No, your tone in the Bach was lovely, but the Stravinsky? No, that tour you hoped would come together didn't. No, the ensemble decided to go with a different clarinetist. No, that teaching position was filled last week. No, ever since your ankle injury, you're just not quite dancing the way you were. No, the opera company is cutting back on the number of productions it mounts. No, was I unclear? It's not a paying gig. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong message from me today. No's aren't all bad. There are some no's that do matter and must be heeded. No, you cannot have that alcohol at your freshman party, though I know some of you did. No, you cannot have the car and come home after midnight. No, you must submit that report by 3 p.m. on Friday. These are the no's that come from the loving embrace of our parents, our teachers, from the ones who know no comes from love, from support, from a deep desire to do what's good and right for you. But the no of the world out there and how you interpret that no is my focus today. Newsflash, they aren't always thinking about you. So, where, oh where, are you going to get your yes in the world? Where are they? How do we get to them? How do we keep them coming? When I was in 5th grade in Oak Park, Michigan, about 45 minutes from here, there was a plum prize at the James N. Pepper Elementary School called the Alice B. Ducey Award for all-around outstanding 5th grader. I was, no surprise, a good student, but with a major flaw pointed out by my teachers from kindergarten through 4th grade. Andrew is an excellent student, but would do much better if only he wouldn't talk so much. So, I stopped talking in 5th grade. I stopped talking because there was a prize. A major carrot called the Alice B. Ducey Award for all-around outstanding 5th grader. When there is an award to be had, I will fight to the death for it, and in this case, my chief rival in combat was Cynthia Fink. Cynthia Fink was lovely, kind. She was quiet, patient, dependable, still. I was loud, overweight, bossy, aggressive, but with one perceived advantage. I was a boy. Now remember, it was 1976, and only boys had won that award so far. I know. I did everything I could to resurrect my reputation that year in Mr. Klein's class. I was quiet, I was the science captain, I worked in the library, I worked in the school's office during lunch, I was captain of the safety squad, I was in choir, I was in orchestra. I got an A+ on my report about Gerald Ford. An A+, just like the A+ I got from my 400-level theory class right here at Michigan. I did. My father kept that report on Gerald Ford, another Michigan graduate, with his most prized papers in a closet that had a secretive hatch, a door to some shelves where my dad kept cufflinks and other prized accessories and sundries, family papers, photos, passports, and my A-plus report about Gerald Ford. Picture this, the final day of school, the award assembly. In the gym, everyone gathered, anticipation hanging heavily in the air. Alice B. Ducey had been a teacher at James N. Pepper Elementary School. She taught gym. Though I didn't know at the time, she taught gym. And I was never good at gym. Gym was, with perhaps the exception of dodgeball, a hellish time for me. It was a time my body was more important than my mind or my talent, and 5th grade was the year we participated in the presidential physical fitness test. Now, I don't know which president initiated this, but I was certain it wasn't Gerald Ford. The presidential physical fitness test included several different elements: throwing, catching, running, climbing, the usual things, what one might expect in a fitness test, and all surmountable for me but one: shimmying up a rope. My unathletic ass couldn't climb a rope. The departmental awards had all been given out that hot June day. Every department had an award: math, science, English, music, art, lots of meritorious behavior, lots of kids. Every award given out but one: the Alice B. Ducey Award for all-around outstanding 5th grader. The principal, the heat, the factions, the moment, the call: Cynthia Fink. It all went black. When I was 46 years old, and needed immersive mental health care over a 6-week period, I participated in a writing assignment. One of the stories I chose was that one. In front of my family, in front of strangers, in front of therapists, I talked about that. I read my assignment out loud until I started to cry. I cried so hard, so uncontrollably, I couldn't stop, nor could I breathe. In fact, they had to take a time out to help me find my breath again. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It might sound a little pathetic. My suffering amounting to losing an award in 5th grade does sound like a luxury problem. And how wonderful, at last, a girl won. But underneath that loss, or perhaps because of it, a lifetime of self-inflicted wounds began, piled one on top of the other, scars on top of pains, on top of unspoken fears and unrequited loves, hurt piled onto hurt with no escape, no rope to hold or climb or thrown to me to help me let go of that 5th grade wound. When the songs I write or the shows I co-create are trampled by critics or bloggers or careless voices in the men's room, I feel that 5th grade shame and loss all over again. I wish I didn't. I wish I was less fragile, but I'm not. And maybe you're not either. What have I learned in 50 years? Holding on to pain doesn't serve us. Only using it does. But how? How to do that? I believe that like law, like doctoring, like spirituality, like music, it takes practice. And it takes practice to say yes. It takes practice to turn your pain into promise. It takes practice to turn your inner no into a yes by working on achieving it every day. When and how will you do it? Well, that's up to you. Michigan has given you the best of itself, and presumably you it. 4, 6, however many years ago, the University of Michigan said yes to you. And you answered in kind. Yes, you said to Michigan. Wise choice, by the way. But that still didn't take away that daily morning ache when you wondered, why did she get into the concerto competition and I didn't? Or the compare and despair of achievement up and down your years of study. Michigan's embrace didn't always stop the voice in your head that says to you, don't, can't, not, bad, dumb, wrong. No. That's you. That's your inner voice saying no. And only you can turn that around. The yes you deserve, the yes you want, the yes you are looking for is yours to give. What do we say here? Go blue. Go. We say go blue to mean, hooray us. But it can also mean, come to our school and don't go red like they do in Columbus, where I sometimes reside, by the way. I saved that for the end. But more, go blue is a command to do, to grow, to change, to move, to push, to expand, to take one more step. Be, do, go blue. Be you. Whenever I get nervous when I have to perform or conduct or teach or give a commencement address at the University of Michigan, I remind myself there is only one expert on Andrew Lippa. And there is only one expert on you. Say yes to you. Say yes in the mirror in the morning. Say yes in the practice room. Say yes in rehearsal. Say yes at the audition and the interview and the boulez, even if you don't like playing it. How do you get to Carnegie Hall? How do you get to you? It really does work. Say yes. Thanks, and go blue.